we are back. Second step or episode from the 2-day challenge. I hope you took the time to take about 48 hours. If you didn't do it, it's never too late. You could start to do it or redoing it anytime you want it. So after taking the time to do all those that list of all the habits, take a time to sit down and to look at each of them and look at them like an outsider with no judgment, and take time to wonder why you have those habits. Are they good? Are they bad? Is that something you had from someone else from the past? Or is that even from the past person that you were? I'm getting back to the closet again. So when we clean the closet, the first thing we do, we put everything out, right? I'm at the chalet. I did that last week. So I got everything out of my bed and look at each piece one by one and wondering if that's still good for the businesswoman that I am now. Is that still good for the traveling lady that I am? Is that still something that I have from the past and that it made me feel so comfortable when I put it in, that because it's related me to the moment that I have, like those old shirts that we have, or those socks that are even full of hole, but they're warmer socks, right? Like when we feel cocooning. But do we really need those? And if we want to have room for more piece of clothes, then we have to get rid of some, right? And maybe what I used to wear when I was 20, it's not appropriate for who I am now, for who I'm working on became and who I will be, right? So doing that with the habits, it's the same thing, okay? Just look at each of them one by one and be honest with yourself. When I did that, it wasn't easy for me, but right away I wanted to take that challenge that we were giving in that entrepreneurial and that group of businesswomen, and I decided to put it to the top, to adjust it like a niche from my situations that I've been through for the past few years, from my last car accident with my new brain injury and all those things. I was in a hospital bed for 2 months back at home after the hospitalized, and I needed help for so many things, and I couldn't even sleep. I had migraine, like that's the reason I'm wearing my sunglasses right now outside. And I had to adapt to that, right? To adjust my lifestyle on my new reality. And somehow I was still stuck in that surviving creations mode that I create myself back then. And I realized that this is not who I am right now. It doesn't matter if I have 2 brain injury. It doesn't matter if I have like damaged bone, okay? And what's really matter is where I am now, what am I capable to do it, and where am I going? So what was the habit that I had from the past? It's the old Danny, okay? There's the Danny when I was a kid that got sexually abused. There's the Danny that have a drug issue during his teenhood. There's the single mother, teen mother, single mother, like we all go through phases. So I had to look at every habits that I had and where it was coming from. Was it really coming from me, or from any other programations that I gave myself? Is it from someone that I used to hang out with? Was really my best friend that had those habits and then I tag along with her? Or that's just an example. Or was that like the family habits that we were going through? So sometimes you have developed patterns that not even belong to you. And your body, to be comfortable, it hold on some kind of memory, something that it's secure, it's out there. And that's how, when the paradigm kicked in. And we go through so many programations. It's the like the radio, okay? Everything in a universe have some energy. We are energy, the ground is energy, the rock, the plant, like everything, right? And that's science proved that. But also the environment that we are in affect our energy. And the most powerful thing for our vibrations is the word that came out of our mouth. And that's why we said be careful for what you wish for. I want to inspire you on this call. I know my story help people a lot. I know I'm a good motivator, but what I wanted to do is more inspire you than motivate you. Because motivations is something that you take from the outside world, and it's something that you see, that you hear. Like a motivator is someone that is able to talk to you, and for a short moment you feel, yes, okay, I'm capable to do it. But inspiring, it's something that is from the inside. It's someone that helps you to look inside and to look at an outsider point of view, and to make you realize that there's some adjustment that need to be done. And we're capable to do whatever we want, okay? Quick example. I'm at the chalet right now, in the middle of the wood. I travel almost full-time now. And it was a dream of mine to have a little chalet in a small little village, and I did that came through in my life. And I always dreamed to have like a little chicken borns, you know, those little chicken that the kids go every morning to pick up the eggs. And because I did that as a child, like I experiment that, not at my houses, but a lady that was babysitting me, like from time to time, they have that. And the teenager that was taking care of me, she was taking me back, and it was that nice memory thing that I wanted to recreate it, and my kids wanted to also. But it wasn't the timing in life, even if I wanted for so long time. So it will be almost a year soon that I have a little teeny, good enough for have like I don't know, 8 to 10 chicks. And so some people told me that it wasn't making sense because I was almost never there. And you know, like I raised them, I got them, they were like 2.5 weeks, and they were so teeny, you know, kept them in a box inside the house. They all have names. They came in 2 different batches, and people were telling me that it wasn't making sense because I was traveling a lot. So I could use that and to let that stop myself, but because nothing's gonna stop me when I want something, I don't let the things stop me. Those are just a challenge to see if you really want it. And if you get up, you give up, you're not gonna get it, right? So there's a nice neighbor here that take care of them whenever there is nobody here, and it's perfect. They're so happy. They each have names. They are like a little dogs or cat. They come to me, and you know, they just do that little weird things when they want me to hold them in my arm. And so take that story. It's a simple thing, but I mean, like, That's the example of so many little dreams that I made come true in my life. And there are some that are not good, some that when it came through, I didn't want it. So that's why now I be careful so much of the word I'm using. My last accident in 2020, I ran to a garbage truck, you know, those huge things. When I was in my 20s, like 30 years ago, I was asking myself or my upper self or the people that were with me, I'm wondering how it felt to get into back into one of those, you know? And I was just like, wow, that must hit really hard. Well, I guess what? That's what happened. There was one that stopped in front of me, and there was a piece of my car in his and a piece of his car in mine. So going back after, I had to spend like several times, like 2 months in a hospital bed. But that's irrelevant to the story right now. The power of the tongue, like the Bibles do say the power of the tongue, right? I was speaking so much before. That was my my biggest strengths. So life made it happen that I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak more than 2 minutes because I had like a migraine. I would be like freaking out and needed to just shut my eyes and for hours and hours and hours. And if people were talking to me, it was the same thing. So for 2 months, stuck in a hospital bed at home. And with time I realized, oh my God, like it didn't take me a long time. I realized I created that, right? And I asked to come back here to finish my missions. We had so many knowledge that is very stuck inside us that we didn't be told, that was hide from us. And what I'm trying to do is to help you with some little basic tool that will be able to elevate you, get closer from your goal, and believe in yourself. That's the most important things. And everything around us is energy, right? Like it just my bottle of water here, right? Like the lemon, the charger, my sunglasses. Science proved that, like I said earlier. But we choose what we surround ourselves with the people we surround ourselves, the word we're using, the music. I don't like country music. I seriously don't like it. Can't say I hate it, because I don't hate anything in life. I could still enjoy it, dancing and having fun, but in reality, I don't like it. And this is my right. So when I listen radio, if I put a radio stations that's from time to time they put country music, I can't complain that channel is always putting country music on. I'm the one that put that channel on, right? So the vibrations you put yourself into it is what's connect you to the frequency of where is the reality that you create. And like with the radio, right? Like those back in time, we had those turning things, right? So like I said, why didn't I just change the thing, right? Why don't I put the radio on the stations that do the stations that don't have country music? I can't complain, because I'm the one that is doing the action, okay? Because every vibrations, it always came with vision. Like you have to have a visions of what you want, like your dreams and your goal, and then you need to take actions, okay? Like the actions is to turning the radio stations to get the result you want. And so if you don't vibrate on a proper frequency, you're not gonna tune in with that reality. I'm in the middle of the wood here. There's not many radio stations, okay? But if I go in other area, there is other part of radio stations that I could have access to it. So it's the same thing with you surrounding with yourself, what you eat, or any of those things that affect your vibrations. And you're the one that are in charge of that, no matter what. No matter, because we always have the choice to say yes or no, and to sometimes we could believe that we don't have a choice, but at the end we always do. We take the choice that is seemed to be the better one at the time, right? So those are what might create habits back then that you're still carrying on now, and that doesn't give you the options to turning on the right channel. And there's also another way, like like how those apps program in us. It's the same thing with the radio stations. You have those pre-programmed. Oh, my chickens are coming. You have those pre-programmed one. If you don't like it, then just take it off from the program one, okay? And it's that simple. It seemed really, really simple, but yes, I see. Okay, sorry, little bit of distractions, my little baby there. So we, by taking time to look at your list, and there's always that I have to try to not say always. That's the word that I'm using too much, and I'm using it less and less every day. Thank you. We know how it's good to sit down, write a journal. The best time is early in the morning when you get up, right? So when you do that time, or maybe if you don't, like take a little moment in the morning after you went through all that list and looking at it as an outsider and wondering how you got those habits, why you got them, are they still good or not, can you put them away and make room for new one. After you done that, every day you could look at them again and see, are you still doing it or not? The one that you don't want, and the one you want, are you doing it? Are you doing more the one that you don't want? So by taking that special moment, it's sending vibrations, it's sending a signal, to the universe or to God or to whatever, how you create it, how you mention it, because it's all the same at the end. And after you done that, okay, oh yes, that's where, sorry, see, sometimes I do a little switch thing, and it happened to me, and it's okay. I don't like to redo things, okay? I'm talking from my art. So what is the right word and not, that when I'm talking to you, or if I have a little moment that is like brain freeze or whatever, that's okay. I accept it. We need to acknowledge the person that we are. We need to acknowledge that what we're dealing with is because that's what we need to grow. And I don't want to procrastinate anymore. My mission studies to help yourself to get access to all those knowledge that have been lost through so many years, so many civilizations. And so after you done that list and you looked at it, okay, I recommend you that hopefully you could do it today, and hopefully you did already make that list. So after you look at everything, just find a favorite sound that you have that gave you really, really positive energy, that make you feel good. Not your favorite sound that's making you all mellow. The one that is, making you feel want to get up and dance. When I create that challenge, it was from a challenge that we receive in a businesswoman group that I am, a Lady Academy business that I'm part of it. And I decided to take that as a higher notch to, like I had explained it before. And so before the meeting on Zoom, there was that music, and the son was saying, get up and dance, get up and dance. And then we always had cool music, and like some of the lady are going like this, and and then it was saying, get up and dance. So I just got up and dance, right? Like, that's how I felt it inside. And then I thought, wait a minute, I gotta get outside and dance. Because it was still spring, it's still spring, but I mean, like, I was just coming back from Texas and from British Columbia, from Vancouver, and the weather here was definitely not springtime. So I went outside and then I started to dance. Then I put my phone there and then I just danced like crazy. And then I decided I wanted to go dance around the chalet and to see my chicken when I was dancing. And I guess what? I fell on a piece of ice, mud, and it was hilarious. It was so funny. And how I felt, it was that time, it was the shift instantly from the reality that I had, from the Danny that was having to deal with certain issue, with the Danny that I am right now, here, now. And after that, I realized, oh my God, I wish everybody could experience what I'm going through. So I put some times and I got my piece of paper and, pens, and just decide to build that nice challenge for you. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will get back for the third step from that challenge. Maybe we'll give each other a week and we get back on that. And then anytime, feel free to DM me and to share your story if you want to. I know people have a hard time to share their story. Please do, because it's inspire others. And when we hear someone's story, there is always a little thing in someone's story that is good for someone, right? So you never know who need to hear your story. So on that, I love you all, and see you guys soon.